Papoose and Remy need to talk today because she is now refusing to let him leave, and Papoose seems to be requesting a divorce on a regular basis. But Remy is still refusing to grant it. Even Claressa Shields is willing to intervene and help her make sense of the situation because it has gotten so awful. But let's face it, this is about more than just Papoose and Remy. He has always been forthright about his relationships, claiming that the incident between Yandy's friend and them was not significant. People are conjecturing that Papoose may be requesting alimony in relation to love. This is the same Papoose that was the perfect example of a loyal husband, supported Remy during her years in prison, and ensured that no one ever forgot her name. She's still acting like Pat is hers now that she's out here locking up her suitcase and cuddling with Easy, the block captain, who has, incidentally, already replaced her with 2 younger ladies. That's precisely why Claressa Shields isn't having it. Claressa has been showing her affection for Pat in public and letting everyone know that she has his back. To King Pap, happy birthday. I'm very appreciative of your life, music, insight, and this was a warning, not simply a sweet little birthday post. After months of being slow with this divorce, Remy is now unwilling to let go presently that Papoose is attracting the attention of other ladies. Remy had no issue stepping out in public with Easy. The block clarified take it clear that she had moved on, so this is more than simply a breakup. You are receiving all of your birthday punches today, so may God provide you many more years and even faster hands. She said, love you too. It's Poppy, yes, and it's more than just a happy birthday. He put everything on hold for Remy, and he ensured that she had a prosperous career after coming out. But does she really want to sign those contracts now that she is making money? She is aware that her finances will be affected if Pap requests spousal maintenance, and Claressa Shields is not only watching from the sidelines, she is ready to intervene if needed. Remy might have to deal with Claressa first if she thinks she can keep Papoose in the middle while she enjoys other men's attention. Whether Remy still loves Papoose or whether she is merely attempting to safeguard her finances is the true question. Receiving affection from ladies who truly care about him, and let's not discuss out the simple block captain scenario, as it appears she isn't considering Remy either. The true question is why Papoose is still legally married and trapped in a marriage he doesn't even want, even if Claressa Shields is out there showing her love and support for Pap. Remy is clinging to those divorce papers like they were the last food on the planet. People are saying that Papoose has been requesting this divorce for months or even years, but Remy refuses to sign, so it's not like he hasn't attempted to move on. Let's not pretend that this is merely a rumor. Claressa wasn't holding back at all when it came to her anger at the whole scenario, as evidenced by the leaked text messages she had with Papoose about the tea being hot. Reminding Papoose that he was still legally married and not hers, Claressa chastised him for failing to notify her when he arrived home safely. Claressa wasn't just upset. She was tired of being the side dish when she should have been the main course. She even said, quote, "You are the one who is married. If you cannot at least sleep on the phone with me or be with me in person, it shouldn't be a big deal to let me know that you made it home safely. Tell me that doesn't sound like a woman who is tired of waiting." The only reason Remy is acting this way is because she is bitter that he moved on, Papoose said in response, adding, "Let's not act like we did not see how Remy was moving during Christmas 2023. She was completely in love with Easy, the block captain, and wasn't even trying to hide it. The same Easy she was all over during that rap battle where she basically confessed she was in love with him. The real question is, then, how you move on with an entirely different man? Tell the world you love him, but still refuse to let Papoose go. Make it make sense. If Easy, the block captain, has already replaced her, what is she still clinging to? If Remy has already moved on with a new man and even younger women are showing love to Papoose, why is she still clinging to him like a life raft? At this point, it's not about love. It's about control, and let me be clear, since everyone wants to be on the front line. Hey, yo, Remy, do you not love me? That's right there. That's the punch. That's the pun. If you thought things were chaotic before, Brace yourself because things are going to get even more crazy. Claressa Shields and Papoose are out here serving genuine couple goals, the kind of love that causes people to examine their relationships and begin reconsidering their decisions. Valentine's Day confirmed their seriousness. These two went to Hawaii for a romantic getaway, and let me tell you, they weren't just sipping pina coladas and holding hands on the beach. No, Papoose was handling business and Claressa was handling hearts. Papa was in Hawaii launching the first Hawaii Fest because, let's face it, he is always about his bag, even when he's on vacation. Instead of keeping it low-key, he made sure that everyone knew exactly who was with him by posting. The show was phenomenal. So many stars pulled up, we broke records this year. We made history. Okay, big talk, Mr. Papa. He's out. Securing his money here while Claressa is securing their love because, while Papoose was making boss moves, Claressa was making sure the romance lasted. She shared the cutest little video of herself singing to him on the beach, hitting that classic, "Just the two of us, we can make it if we try." It was a little corny, but you could feel the love. The energy was pure, unfiltered, and real. However, while Claressa and Pap were out there enjoying their love story, you already knew that haters were watching. And by haters, we mean a certain someone who still refuses to give up that last name. Oh, but wait, this story took an entirely different turn because during the time that Papoose and Claressa Shields were living their best tropical love story, there was supposed to be an even bigger moment happening in. Word on the street in Hawaii is that Papoose had this trip planned for a very special reason, something that must hurt. Consider this. Pap had planned this entire trip, and it wasn't just for relaxation. He wanted to make things official. Yes, you read correctly. Papoose wanted to finalize his divorce from Remy before this trip so he could pop the question to Claressa on Valentine's Day. Imagine this. Hawaii, the ocean breeze, the perfect sunset, and the love of his life standing in front of him. Can you see the ring sparkling under the moonlight? It would have been a scene straight out of a love story. But guess who stepped in and ruined it? Moving on, she has reportedly been stalling as if her life depended on the divorce papers, and why? Because things aren't going as planned with her new partner, Easy the Block Captain. Oh, and she wants to be difficult now that she realizes that letting Pap go might have been a mistake. Worst, she has been watching Papoose give Claressa the same love and support she used to receive, which you already know must hurt and make things even more messy, and not in a positive way. Do you remember when Pap performed for Claressa? The real kicker is that Claressa is not just any woman. She is a trained fighter who does not play about herself or the people she loves, and she has been watching all this drama unfold and is not going to sit back and stay quiet. In 2008, she clarified it that if things continue to get messy, it is about to get really ugly and not for her, and Pap has been holding it down ever since. It must have hurt to watch him show up, show off, and show off for another woman who made Remy feel something like that. Not just a short marriage that has lasted for nearly 20 years, but let's be honest for a second. Do you think Remy would be reluctant to pursue what is rightfully hers if the roles were reversed and Pap had the bigger bag? But now that Pat might have a case for spousal support, she suddenly refuses to let go. And the courts don't care who fell out of love. They look at the facts. Pat put his career on hold to support Remy, and he was her rock while she rebuilt her career. Those things are significant from a legal perspective. So the real question is whether Remy is holding on because she still has feelings for Pat or if she is just trying to protect her finances. Pat has been requesting this divorce for months or even years, but Remy keeps putting it off. If she was truly done with him, why not just sign the papers and move on? The truth is that this is about control, not love anymore, and Remy does not want to see Pat happy with someone else, especially not someone like Claressa Shields, who is out here showing him the kind of love and appreciation that he spent years giving. The longer she drags it out, the worse it will get. You better believe that those divorce papers would have been signed long ago. But now that there is a real chance that Pap will take some of her money, Remy is not in such a hurry to let go. Remy hasn't been putting out albums one after the other like some artists, but she has been making money through her business ventures, TV, appearances, and other means. And if we compare that to Pap, who has been working hard but has never had the same level of financial success, he has been putting his time, energy, and loyalty into creating a life with Remy. And now that it is over, he might be entitled to financial support. It will only get worse the longer she waits, because if Pap does decide to take this to court, she may lose more than just her husband. The real reason this divorce isn't going forward is because she knows that the moment she lets Pap go, she will have to pay up, which is why she is holding on. It's not about love or regret. It's about money for giving me strength, because this situation is becoming more than just an emotional one. It's a financial one as well. Remy is trying to hold on to every dollar she has, but the truth is that Pap was the one who sacrificed for years. The law isn't concerned about sentiments. It considers who built what, who gave up more, and who needs support. Let's be honest, there probably wouldn't even be a debate if the roles were reversed and Pap had a larger bank account. But now that Remy has more money, she is doing everything possible to avoid paying him. This isn't just about a failed marriage. It's about power control and who gets the bigger win. Not at all. For this reason, Pap made sure her name was in the conversation, reminding people that Remy Ma was still a force to be reckoned with, keeping her music up to date, keeping her fans engaged, and making sure she had something to return to when she left. Now that it's time to settle things legally, Pap has every. She didn't simply walk into freedom. She walked into a career that Pap had meticulously maintained. He wasn't just her husband. He was her biggest advocate, strategist, and promoter during her absence, ensuring that her name remained relevant, her music remained in circulation, and her fan base remained devoted. For this reason, many people now contend that Pap deserves alimony because, while Remy was serving time, he worked to ensure that she wouldn't have to start over when she returned. And now that she's the one making important financial decisions, the courts will take. Considering all of that, Remy said, "I knew the kind of man he was, loyal, dedicated, and rare," in response to the question of whether she was shocked that Pap still desired to marry her after she had been condemned. When Remy Ma finally left those prison gates in 2014, it wasn't just a fresh start. It was proof that true love, loyalty, and hard work can keep a dream alive even during the most trying times. "He's one of a kind," she said, acknowledging the level of dedication Pap had shown. Remy Ma was not just returning to the real world in 2014, she was entering a whole new level of fame, and guess who was there to ensure her return? Big Papoose. The perfect place to tell their story was Hip Hop New York, and let's be clear that this was about more than just Remy. Papoose was a part of the show, and people loved seeing them together. Fans were drawn to their story, their love, their struggles, their family life, and how Papoose supported Remy through it all. Let's face it, those episodes were profitable. Their chemistry, their ups and downs, and how they handled life after prison. Guess who made sure the money kept coming in? Papoose. They didn't stop with just one season, though. They kept going, transforming their journey and their love into something even greater. In addition to the wonderful performances, there was only one minor, barely perceptible incident involving R.A. and one of Yandy's co-stars. Spin-offs made many guest appearances and built a whole brand around their romance. But let's be clear that Remy wasn't the only one who benefited from those VH1 checks. Papoose was just as much of a star as she was, and he wasn't just a supporting actor in the background. He was one of the main reasons viewers continued to watch. Friends, but it was only a minor altercation that happened far away and nowhere near Remy in 2018, when Remy Ma drew her fashion line, the Remy Ma collection, in 2018. But guess who made sure the world knew about it? This wasn't just any collection. It had a deeper purpose. A portion of the proceeds went to help women and families affected by incarceration, a cause that was very personal to Remy. Let's face it, though, a good cause by itself does not sell a clothing line. You need real promotion, hustle, and visibility, and who made sure that happened? In addition to being a supportive husband, Papoose was also a business partner who ensured the growth of their empire. Rather than passively observing Remy's activities, he actively promoted the brand by wearing the men's collection to events, ensuring it was receiving attention, and putting in the kind of work that made it into something bigger. Major brands spend thousands or even millions on celebrity endorsements to get their products seen, but Remy did not have to pay for that kind of promotion because Papoose was already making sure her brand was in the spotlight whenever Remy had events, interviews, or public appearances. Made sure the Remy collection was the center of attention. He wasn't just a silent supporter, he was an active force behind the scenes to push her brand forward and ensure its continued growth. As a result, when people talk about how Remy secured the bag, they should give credit where credit is due. Papoose's fingerprints were all over that success. Now let's talk about the couple themselves, Miss Remy Ma and Mr. Papoose. They were a Hollywood hip-hop couple whose love, loyalty, and hustle were unrivaled. If there's anything that shows how loyal Papoose was to Remy Ma, it's what he did for her during her prison sentence. Figured things out on his own, but Papoose went above and beyond what most men would do. He became a full-time father figure. Taking on the role of a father while your wife is incarcerated is a whole different level of dedication, and Papoose kept the household together, made sure Jason was taken care of, and gave him the stability that most kids in that situation don't get. But in 2021, after Remy was released and Jason Scott was arrested and charged with first-degree murder for a fatal shooting in Queens, New York, tragedy still entered their lives. This wasn't just about Jason's choices, it was about how much Papoose sacrificed to try to keep him out of trouble while Remy was in jail. He wasn't just waiting for her, he was taking care of everything she left behind. Now, after all these years, it appears that Remy and Papoose are finally together. For years, the case rocked the entire family, leaving many wondering what went wrong. Papoose did everything he could to keep that boy on the right path, but occasionally, no matter how much love and structure you give, the streets still have a way of attracting people. Most men wouldn't have done what Papoose did when he was sentenced, but when it's the other way around, men usually move on. He had 5, 6, or even 10 women lined up, but Papoose waited for Remy, remained faithful, and gave her everything. He now seems to have moved on, and from what people are saying, his new lady is young, attractive, and has her thing going on. She isn't just some random fan. She is independent, successful, and holding her own. Let's face it, Remy is feeling it. She knows she is up against something serious now, and she is hurting deep down. Take it all in silence. Papoose was always calm and solid, and he probably did him many things behind closed doors, but he stuck it out no matter what. Now that it's over, karma is something else, but honestly, this is just a man recognizing his value and leaving you where you are. Go ahead and take it off, baby. It's over. One thing is becoming painfully clear in this messy divorce. Remy is stalling, and she knows exactly why, because the moment she signs those papers, she is allowing Papoose to come for that alimony check. Based on the appearance of things, she isn't trying to let that happen. Claressa shields Remy is not just dragging out this divorce because of old feelings. She is sabotaging the next chapter in Papoose's life. Claressa is not the type to sit around and let someone stop her from accomplishing her goals. She knows exactly what she wants and wants to build a future with Papoose. This is not just a fleeting fad. She is out there loudly adoring this man and is not ashamed of it. She calls him her king. He is her rock, and she is showing up for him, supporting him, and making sure that everyone knows that she is all in. This is not just about being the new girlfriend. Claressa is here for the long haul, and Remy understands that, which is exactly why she is acting the way she is. To live her best life with Papoose, but there's only one problem. Remy won't let go, sis. Why are you living your life with an entirely different man and still delaying signing those divorce papers? It doesn't make sense, and Papoose has already moved on, so what exactly are you holding on to? From the outside, it appears that Remy is dragging out this divorce to keep Pat from embracing his new life, because if he moves on and marries Claressa, then everything Remy had with him is gone forever. The real question is, though, How long can she play this game before it blows up in her face? He is showing up for her in ways that are entirely different from what she has had in the past, as she herself has said, all in showing love to Pap, standing by his side, and making sure he knows that she is serious about their future. His support is different, as is the way he speaks to her and treats her. This is not some casual affair, and Claressa genuinely believes they deserve each other. But at this point, all eyes are on Remy because she will eventually have to let go. And the longer she waits, the worse it will appear with all this extra baggage. How long is Claressa supposed to wait before enough is enough? While Remy is out here stalling, Claressa has been calling Pap her king, showing him what it is to be truly happy. So why is she still holding on to this dead marriage as if her life depended on it, now that she has her own money and success? Some say she is being petty by not letting Pap be happy because she knows he has finally found someone who truly appreciates him, while others say this is all about the alimony check because let's not pretend that Pap didn't support her while she was in prison and ensure she had a career to return to. When Remy drags this out, the real question is what Pap will do, because eventually a man has to decide whether to take charge of his life and force the issue or keep waiting for a woman who won't let go. Let's face it, if Claressa begins to feel like this will never be resolved, will she stay around? One thing about Claressa is that she won't keep waiting forever. That isn't happening because she doesn't play games, she doesn't do drama, and she most definitely doesn't wait around for an ex who won't sign the paperwork. Do you think Remy is still hanging on because she secretly wants Pat back, or is she just trying to avoid paying alimony? Do you think Claressa will finally decide that enough is enough and move on? If so, please leave your comments, hit the like button, and remember to subscribe so you never miss the newest tea. You should also watch the next video because, trust me, if you thought this was messy, wait until you see what's coming.